Hi guys, I'm Travis with Lansing Auto Mart and Lansing Motorsports. You can find us online at lansingautomart.org or facebook.com/lansingautomart. Today we're going to do a side-by-side, head-to-head comparison of the Massimo T Boss 560 and the Hisun Sector 550. We're going to go over the differences and options that these machines come with standard. We're also going to do a test drive of both of the machines. Stay tuned. If you search my channel, you'll see I've already done quick start videos on both of these machines. So go watch each of those and it'll show you how to start and operate the machine. I just want to go over the differences between them today. We are also going to take them both for a test drive. Really, they're very similar machines, but there are some standout differences. Both of them are going to come with LED headlights, turn signals, brake lights, roof, windshield, winch, side doors, dump beds. All that stuff is the same. What is different is the Massimo is a Linhai product, the Hisun is a Hisun product. They do have different engines in them. The Massimo has a 493cc engine. The Hisun has a 546cc engine. They're both fuel injected, so they're both EFI. They both are liquid cooled single cylinders. I will say in my test drive, while they are comparable and they probably have close to the same top speed on flat ground, the Sector definitely wins in the power category. So if you're going up a hill and you're really trying to get after it or reach the top speed, the Sector is going to do that a little more easily and have a little bit better power. That's partially because of the bigger engine. It's also got bigger tires. It's wider and it does not have an open rear differential. The difference in the 560, the 560 does have a differential that can lock in the rear, but it is open the rest of the time. There are positives and negatives to that. The Hisun is going to tear up grass if you're turning sharp in grass because it is going to turn both wheels at the same rate. The Massimo, you can have it unlocked, and so it will be definitely easier on the grass, easier on whatever you're turning it on. The Hisun, though, it just makes it a little bit better traction in two-wheel drive, and it seems like a pretty solid, heavy-duty application. So I am not against either of these machines. We are selling both. We are both a Massimo and a Hisun dealer. As with all my videos, I'm just going to say it again. I highly recommend buying either of these machines from a good dealer and not from a box store. The box stores do not service them. They're gonna give you either an 800 number or they're gonna give you a shop they recommend that usually is used by multiple box stores. It's usually a lawnmower shop that may not have ever even worked on one of these. So the T Boss, for instance, we sold a few hundred of them over the last couple of years. We are very familiar with the machines. Our techs know them in and out. We can do service work, warranty work. We have a full parts department with both Massimo and Hisun. So I just can't reiterate enough. I like box stores. I shop at them for some things. I just would not recommend a machine like this from a box store. As I stated, you can lock the rear differential on the Massimo, and then obviously both of them have four-wheel drive and both of them have a locking front differential. So in that category, they're pretty similar. Where they're different is while the Sector is not only wider, it also has nitrogen-filled shocks, so a little bit better suspension. It also has much bigger, beefier tires. So depending on your application, both of these are very useful machines. I would say the Sector is more suitable for heavy-duty work. The 560, we do have some customers that just use them for cruising around the lake. Both of these machines will do that, no problem. The T Boss, by comparison, I do have some customers, I even have some farmers that use them. For light duty work, they're gonna be just fine. They have a 2-inch receiver, the same as the Sector 550. I do think the Sector has a little bit beefier receiver on it than the Massimo, so I would say Sector probably wins out on the design of the receiver. The beds are night and day. The T Boss bed is going to be good for cruising around the lake or throwing a few tools in, doing some gardening, having a cooler back there. It is a dump bed. It's got a tailgate, it's real similar. It's just a much bigger bed on the Sector 550. You also have these bed rails. Both of them do have tie down points, so you can definitely secure things in either one. So really, it just depends on what you're going to be using them for. If you're stuck between the two models, I just recommend, coming in, test driving both, and getting a feel for them. Like I said, we've been selling the T Boss longer. We've had them for several years. We just started with Hisun, and we've been really impressed with the Sector 550. There's just some things about it, they're a little bit more heavy duty. Like I said, the suspension, the rear end, the tires, there's just a lot about it that we like. There are some things I still like better about the T Boss. So the 560 has a screen with a backup camera and a forward rock crawling camera. Personally, that is something that some customers really like. I don't care so much for a front forward facing camera on a UTV. I think it's not totally necessary. Backup camera is definitely not a bad idea, especially if you're using either of them for pushing snow. The other clear winner on the two machines is the T Boss has a much better windshield. So the Sector windshield is adequate, and at least it comes with a windshield. You're not buying a windshield like you are with the big brands. This has quick release, so you can take the top off, you can take the bottom off, or you can take both off. But then you're setting it somewhere, and it's also a little bit more flexible, I should say. The Massimo windshield has this metal bar up here, which makes it more rigid. But then obviously the best part about the Massimo windshield is you can vent it or you can completely open it, and you don't have to remove it to get airflow through. So the tech features, you get more with the Massimo. The windshield is better. As far as standard features, they're both pretty comparable. Like I said, turn signals, brake lights, LED, alloy wheels. One thing that the Hisun Sector 550 comes with that the Massimo does not, we actually used to put a wireless winch remote in the Massimos. We don't anymore. We've had some issues with the different wireless remotes that we've tried. So one nice thing is Hisun includes a wireless winch remote. So on the T Boss 560, you only are going to be using the in and out switch like you use here on the Sector. On the Sector, you have the option of using that or using the wireless remote, which is nice. Now, if you buy from us, both of them are going to come with a battery maintainer. So we give that battery maintainer with both machines. Neither of those are standard from either Massimo or Hisun, so another reason to buy from us. Now, I will tell you, on Hisun, they already give you the junction or connection there. We actually have to wire one to the Massimo. If you buy from us, you won't notice a difference, but if you buy from anywhere else, at least you only have to buy the maintainer and you don't have to wire it to your battery. With that said, one other thing I forgot is I went over this in the quick start video of the Sector 550, but you do also get this hitch extender, which I would recommend for either machine. So on the Massimo, you do have to buy it. That's just basically going to extend this receiver out so that you're not reaching as far under the bed. Now, obviously the bed is a little smaller on the T Boss, but I still think it's useful. So that's nice that Sector Hisun includes that. I think we are ready to go out for a test drive. So we're going to take these to a little country road near us and show the differences, and we'll be back in the showroom here shortly. I will just say there are some features that are really nice on the 560 that you don't get in the Sector 550. You have to decide if those features are important to you. Like I said, I could probably live without the screen and the camera. Windshield is super nice on the T Boss compared to the Sector. Overall, the heavy dutiness of the Sector and the test drive for me, if they're at the same price point, I'm probably gonna pick the Sector. I have nothing against the Massimo T Boss 560. We've sold a lot of them, and I would be happy to own this machine. For full transparency, I own one of our golf carts. That's just because I live in a subdivision. If I had some land, I'd have one of these machines. With that said, if the pricing is different, I'm probably gonna go with the less expensive of the two. Now, if the Massimo were less expensive than the Sector, but I really needed to do a lot of work, I still might choose the Sector. But really, guys, this is something I just wanted to show the difference between the two and tell you guys that it's really up to you. I'd love for you guys to come out to our dealership, test drive both, see which model fits you. I just want to be able to offer you guys more than one option. We don't carry the full line of Massimo. We don't carry the full line of Hisun, and we don't carry the full line of Odes. We carry quite a few of the big Odes, and then we carry quite a few of the small Hisuns and some small Massimos. The reason I carry 3 brands, but I don't carry the entire line of all of them, is because I want to pick and choose the best models from each brand at the best price point for my customers. That's why we're always looking at more brands. We're always looking at more models. I just want to be able to offer you guys a good value for your money and a machine that's going to do what you need it to do. So after test driving both the T Boss 560 and the Sector 550, they're both comparable for sure. The reason we are offering the Sector right now is honestly price point. I'm not gonna say in the video, just because Massimo and Hisun both are gonna have fluctuations in prices and sales. So go to our website, check out our current inventory, lansingautomart.org, and you can see the price difference between them. It really depends on what you're gonna use these machines for. The T Boss 560 is a great machine for some work and definitely for leisure. The Sector is gonna be good for leisure, but it's gonna be better for heavy duty work. I will say the suspension wins just a little bit in the Sector. The T Boss suspension is not bad for absorbing bumps, but you're gonna notice test driving both that the Sector does a little bit better. That's a combination of the suspension and the bigger tires. Now, turning sharp, the Sector is not going to turn as easily, especially on pavement. You're going to hear a little bit of chirping from the rear tires, and that's because that rear end does not unlock. With that said, I don't know if I should say easily, because the one thing the Sector has over the T Boss is power steering. So your ease of turning the steering wheel is a little easier in the Sector because of the power steering, but you're gonna notice that little bit of fight in the rear end as you're turning, especially if you try to turn sharp on pavement. You're gonna hear that little bit of chirping. And like I said, you're gonna tear up grass if you're turning sharp, especially at higher speed with the Sector. Again, I like both machines. I would buy either of these machines, but depending on what I'm going to use it for, I think the Sector wins out on being a little bit more heavy duty and has just a little bit more power, although they're very similar on top speed on flat ground. I think if you're going to be driving up hills, steep hills, the T Boss can do it, but the Sector is going to have a little bit higher end speed up a hill and probably going to be able to do a little better on pulling than the T Boss. I really appreciate you all watching these videos. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna try to do more of these videos, more how-tos. We're gonna do some oil changes and things like that, maintenance type stuff. Also show different models. We're gonna go more over some of our Odes machines. We've already done some of the HVAC stuff, but I wanna show some of these open airs and compare them if you're looking for a mid-size, smaller machine. The 560 and the 550 are great options if you're looking for something even a little lighter duty. I'm going to do some more videos on this little Sector 450 as well. If you're looking for something bigger, we absolutely love the Odes machines. They have a 650. They also have like this 1000 right here. Go to our website, lansingautomart.org, facebook.com/lansingautomart, and subscribe to the YouTube channel to get more information. Thanks again.